Whew. It is hot tonight. Welcome back to the Demon's Mailbox. So, before we get started with that, Toy Paradise, what a week. It was literally making up for last week. No, I didn't buy that much, unfortunately. But I still bought a bit more than last week. Hopefully that video is done either tomorrow or Saturday. I'm hoping Friday. Also, like I said, in my last mailbox with the Super 7 Silverhawks Monstar, had ordered a bunch of G.I. Joes, G.I. Joe Classifieds. And whew, they all came in. Every single one of them. So I do still have a couple more pre-orders that's coming in. Hopefully one next month, and everything else in September, October, and November. I've decided to wait off on the HasLab Dragonfly. I do want Wild Bill. But, and yes, I know he will probably never come out separately. But it's a lot of money. And it's huge. I have no place to put it. And I'm not... The other characters are great, but they're not a must-have. I like Glenda. Pretty awesome to have her. I love Ripcord. I definitely like the Night Force version better. And the last character has been not unlocked. In fact, Glenda hasn't been unlocked. But it's been announced as Crazy Legs, and I'm not a huge fan of his. I'd rather have it be Airborne. But both Ripcord and Crazy Legs are the Night Force versions, and they both look great. But again, it's not a must-have, and I'm not willing to spend that much money on those 4 characters. And, you know, when I had the original Dragonfly, the legs of the chopper broke off. I don't remember how. I'm pretty sure I was trying to carry something. I do remember trying to super glue it back, but it just wasn't the same. If you haven't heard, they've announced 3 more classified characters. The Crimson Alley Viper, which honestly doesn't look crimson, but I am planning to get him. Shooter, for those who don't know who Shooter is, She is, well, at first it was a guy. One of the uh, head honchos back in the day for Marvel Comics, his last name was Shooter. So in the original first G.I. Joe #1 Marvel comic, they created the list of the 13 G.I. Joes, the original Joes, and right on the bottom, being covered by a hand, was the 14th Joe named Shooter, as an homage to him. Uh, when Dark Horse did their comics, they brought Shooter in, created her as a girl and a sharpshooter. So we have the Night Force version of her coming. However, I can't see her as anything else than that, because in the Dark Horse version she wore all black anyway. We also have a troop builder, another troop builder, called Mole Rats, which is pretty cool. They're literally miners, Cobra miners. They have interchangeable head, which can make them turn them into zombies. I have zero interest in the Cobra zombie vipers and the zombies. However, uh, the mole rats look pretty damn cool. I wasn't planning on picking them up, but once we're able to pre-order them, I'm probably going to pre-order them. I just won't be using the zombie head on them. So lots of things happening in G.I. Joe. Again, if you didn't watch my last video, Super 7 2024 will be doing Tiger Force figures, or Tiger Shark figures. If you don't know, basically the same guys who created Silverhawks and Thundercats created another team, air, land, and water. They do have episodes on YouTube. It is, not a lot of people remember it because it was on early Saturday mornings. I think there was only maybe 13 episodes, 12, 13. It was in a compopulated situation with 4 other cartoons that they kind of switched around whenever they got bored. It was honestly pretty cool. I don't plan on picking up any of the figures except for one, which is T-Ray, which is one of the main villains, probably the second in command. Can put him with the Thundercats and the Silverhawks. It's gonna be Monstar, T-Ray, Shredder, and Mumra. Can't wait to show you guys those once everything is finished. Still a lot of things I'm still collecting, still ordering stuff. So I have a Funko coming in, hopefully tomorrow or hopefully Friday, if not supposed to be on Monday, which is going to be great. But like I said, holy crap, I pre-ordered it, figured it was coming in September. Hasbro announced even more figures. I pre-ordered those. said they were coming in September. Lo and behold, they moved these guys up a bit. So, finally have Bazooka. Great picture of the figure. Great picture of him. Literally the same picture. Number 62. So basically it comes with the figure, a helmet, a backpack, the bazooka rocket launcher, and 4 different missiles. Each you can put into either the backpack or the bazooka. Honestly, I love the cartoon version of Bazooka. They made him a little bit dumb, but that's alright. Because all of his mistakes actually turned out pretty great for G.I. Joe. Uh, he does not wear normal uh, camos and stuff, military pants, and a jersey. Number 14. Can pose them like this. Pretty big. Yeah, he was one of my favorites. Not top 10, but maybe top 20 for G.I. Joe itself, not including Cobra. If we include Cobra, probably top 50. He, him and Alpine made a great duo. They were entertaining, they were fun. It was definitely a must-have for me. The Arctic Bat. This thing looks insane. Although I'm not a huge fan of the head, but you can change it back. So it comes with the figure, a Buzz chainsaw for a hand, extra hand, the extra head, a handgun, 2 plates. God bless me. The backpack. God bless me. A sniper rifle. And damn. God bless me. And I'm not sure what that is. I think that might be part of his backpack. So I'm definitely changing the head to that because I don't like that. And then putting that on his body. Hopefully you can store the rifle on his back. Because I definitely would love to keep the chainsaw and the handgun. They changed this, as you can see. Now you can have to look it up on your phone. Or if you have good eyesight, you can check that out. So I'm pretty happy. I have the Arctic Bat hopefully I can get the snow serpent and create a snow warrior troop. I have the regular bat and the crimson bat. I think the crimson bat I'm actually going to put with the main cobras as a bodyguard. Another character, rock and roll. Uh, when the original 13 came out, I was a huge fan of rock and roll. Box number 71. Unfortunately, this in the original outfit he was all green. They did do a reboot of him with a more tannish top. So this is kind of a, I guess, a combination. He did have a tan hat, and honestly, I love the weapons he had in the reboot. It was two handheld and had two miniguns on each side. It fit him perfectly. So it comes with the figure, a helmet, two replaceable hands. It looks like a radio, handgun, landmine, or binoculars. Can't make out what that is. And of course the gun and a bullet which you can kind of put around him. And he does have a tattoo on him. Actually, two tattoos, both sides. So, Rock and Roll was the heavy gunner before Roadblock. And, you know, I honestly say I love Roadblock. The whole thing that he's a chef, he was really comical. Played off with Bazooka, Alpine, and the rest of the Joes really well. He was huge, which made sense for him to carry the LMGs. But I did like Rock and Roll a whole better than Roadblock, just because it was a normal size guy carrying an LMG, which means, you know, it's a regular trooper. The big difference is Rock and Roll was definitely a mechanic, rock star, loved loud music, anything loud, which is why he was the heavy machine gun. I love the fact that they put up this. It's definitely a great add-on. As far as the original 13 go, I love Stalker, Snake Eyes, Rock and Roll, Scarlet. Those were my top guys. Uh, I don't think Duke, no, Duke wasn't there. Hawk was the leader before he became general. I wasn't a fan of Hawk. I love Steeler, Breaker, Clutch was awesome. I did not. Zap was, I believe, one of the original 13. He was the bazooka specialist. Grunt was great, but I wasn't a huge fan. They did make a Grunt though, and he's coming out. And for some reason, they're giving him the Steel Brigade head to transfer. Should be pretty damn interesting. Uh, there are a few other characters like Flash that I would love to see. He was the special weapons guy. Doc, I would love to have Doc. I was more a fan of Doc than I was of Lifeline. Lifeline was a great. Uh, he looked great. He looked the part, but he was a pacifist, and it made no sense to me that he was in the military. I get that he was saving lives. He didn't need to fight, but I mean, if you're gonna rely on somebody to come and save your life, you're gonna want somebody who would wanna be able to at least fight. Alright, also got Shipwreck. I love that they don't have his real name. I love the picture. For some reason they went backwards. Now they have this small artwork and the big picture of the uh, character or the toy. Shipwreck is number 70. Comes with the figure, his little helmet or a hat. You can take off the hat and put hair. So he, not a fan. I'd rather keep the hat. So he comes with a handgun, the sailor handgun that he came the toy with. The original toy, I believe, came with 2 of these. The grappling hook, thing where he can actually attach the grappling hook rope to, and Polly. This bird was so entertaining. I loved him in the cartoon. He used to get the Joes in so many problems. I I love Timber. He will be my number 1 G.I. Joe pet. Freedom is number 2, but Polly is definitely number 3. Uh, Junkyard has to be 4. I can't wait to see how they do Mutt and Junkyard. Order. Order was cool, but he was just a dog. He they didn't really give him a personality, which sucks. Uh, there was a couple more pets with G.I. Joe. I remember Spearhead, I believe, had Max, but you never seen Max really in the cartoon. Dusty, the reboot of Dusty had a coyote, which would probably be my number 5, I think, or 6. I should look up all these animals and try and make a list of which was my favorite. I know Cobra had a bunch of animals as well, which Cobra animals kind of look scary as hell. I mean, Crocmaster had Fiona, Destro's General had a vulture. It it's hard to really say because even they had no personalities. When if you look at the G.I. Joes, the top four had personalities. Timber, Freedom, Polly, and Junkyard all had different personalities. You could actually see the personality comes out of the animal, the cartoon character. So, I also got Torpedo. Again, full name. Great picture. So it comes with the figure Torpedo, the backpack with a mask, a, that's a submachine gun or an assault rifle. Can't figure out which one. Spear, knife, and two flippers. Fully geared up. I didn't even notice that. That's freaking cool. Forget what these things were called. But it was the first movie, G.I. Joe, Mass Device, where we first meet Torpedo. They go down to get this super clear water. And these tube worms, I think they were called, where they're protecting them. So Torpedo actually has the thing that's supposed to hold his backpack, as well as on his wrist, a device that can do depth and radar, I guess, sonar. Pretty awesome. As far as G.I. Joe water guys, Shipwreck was never a water guy. He was a sailor, but he did become a SEAL. Torpedo was my favorite, followed by Deep Six. I was never too big a fan of Wetsuit. I loved the look of Wetsuit, but the pairing of him and Leatherneck, a Marine and a SEAL, I, you think it would be a great pairing, but the way they bickered, it wasn't as entertaining as most of the other characters were. Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of Leatherneck or Wetsuit, just because of that. However, last but not least, Copperhead. And I love how they say Cobra Copperhead. Love the picture. As far as the vehicle commanders, Copperhead is 72, Torpedo was 73. Comes with Copperhead, machete, a handgun with a scope, a regular handgun, and I'm not exactly sure what that is. But As far as the Cobra vehicle drivers go, I loved Copperhead. He would be possibly my number two, with Wild Weasel, of course, being number one. As far as what's left of the Cobra uh, command goes, uh, I think Wild Weasel would be the last character I want. Maybe Cobra Commander in the battle armor. I would love Crystal Ball, although I wouldn't think he would be part of the command unit. For me, the command unit for Cobra was always Cobra Commander, with Serpentor later as being the head, Cobra Commander on the bottom after him, Destro, the Crimson Twins, the Baroness, uh, Major Blood, probably Scrap Iron, then Dr. Mindbender, and then the rest would be Zartan, uh, Storm Shadow, Firefly, Copperhead, and Wild Weasel. And then everything else would be troops. Would love to get all the Dreadnoks. I do have Serana, need Sandar. Need, if they do come out with, no matter which Dreadnought, I'm picking it up. Yeah, I can't see anything else except for maybe Cobra La, Galabulus, Pythona, Nemesis Enforcer, and the Royal Guards. But that would be a whole different thing. Possibly Overkill, but again, I don't put him in command. Night Creeper, again, not in command. Or wouldn't be in the command bunker. There are a lot of Cobra troops I want. At least one of, more than likely. Uh, they came out with the eel, which is awesome. They came out with the Snow Serpent, Range Viper. I need to get those three. I would love a Frag Viper. Would love a Saw Viper. Night Viper. The Sand Vipers. Toxo Viper. Not sure if I said the Ajax. The little guys with the helicopters. Maybe an Iron Grenadier. Or Iron Grenadier. As far as G.I. Joe goes, it's hard to say who else I want. Lowlight, I love Lowlight. That's coming out. Definitely want Alpine. Mm, literally, I think I have every Joe that I was a huge fan for. It's hard. Might have to make a list. Of course, that would be on Alpha and Omega. I mean, I do have a book with every Joe and every Cobra. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, like I said, when it rains, it rains. Huge G.I. Joe Classified. And one more G.I. Joe Classified. Then I picked up Toy Hunting. So you'll probably see it Sunday morning. Again, one of my top 5, top 6, maybe, of all time, as far as Joe and Cobra goes. I still have a lot of things on pre-order as for classifieds, a few for Star Wars. There's still a few things I gotta pick up for Star Wars. Still gotta pick up a lot of things for Transformers. Yeah. Step by step, getting closer to pretty much what I want. I can't wait to see how I'm gonna do this, what type of room I'm gonna need for all of this. But with that being said, I have things I'm working on. As you see on my page, going through the list of the Street Fighter 6 characters, started going through the list of AEW Fight Forever. Got Toy Paradise, the toy hunting video, and the reviews coming out. All of this and work, literally little sleep. But this is why we're here. So before I say goodnight, I do want to do a special thank you to Hasbro Pulse, and of course the wonderful people who are working at the customer service for Hasbro Pulse. I've had a couple of problems, and they were nice enough to help me get those problems fixed. Hopefully Hasbro is taking care of these people as they are taking care of us, the customers. But so far, I have to admit, besides the hiccups, I definitely love dealing with Hasbro Pulse and Hasbro themselves. Some insane toys, collector stuff. Insane is definitely the word for it. Anyway, guys, we're going on 40 minutes. As you can see, I'm pretty excited that my collection's kind of getting there. Definitely want to take this opportunity to thank all of you guys for watching. Thanks for the few people who have subscribed. Because, I mean, I'm doing this for fun. But it's definitely nice knowing that there's people out there that want to see more of this stuff. Uh, Again, when everything is set and done, hopefully we'll be looking at these figures out of the box one by one. There's lots of things coming, guys. So, have a good night. Have a great weekend. It's a long week. Long, hard week. Take care of yourselves, be safe, and as always, aloha.